Heroes, welcome back! Hey, Emerlin and Eben and Lady and Oliphant and Dark Grey Moon. Hope you guys are doing alright. I agree with that. That there should be a crafting thing. I in Stardew, I agree. Ugh. Fuck. See, I shouldn't have. I was painting my nails. That was a mistake. Why would you do this right now, Alla? Why would you think this is appropriate? Oh no! Children's are germ factories. They're disgusting and horrible. Fuck. Shouldn't have done this. Oh well. This is where we are. No, they're like rose gold. They're not pink. Sparkly. Looks better not on a camera. I also missed 3 fingers. Hey, Bossaron, how are you? Alright. So, we were working on... Oh yeah, the Frog King. Oh, that's cute, lady. Alright, fine. Those children are mostly... Those children are okay. I guess, if they have to be. I'm doing alright. I know, that's what everybody said. There's too many witch games. Not true, this one's really cute. Very much like this one. I like it a lot better than the other witch game. Alright, so maybe we should poke our head into the... either the apiary or the field with the ox. I just want to make my... I'm so excited because in the new house, I'm gonna get my own room. Like, not my own bedroom. I physically cannot sleep without Grid at this point in our relationship. But, my own, like, office, which is gonna be great. And I haven't had that in so long. I used to be, you know, one of those teenagers that was, like, super into their bedroom. And the hardest part of living with another person for me was not having that anymore. So I'm very excited to have my own office. I was like, I'm gonna make like blue velvet curtains with stars on them, and maybe I'll paint the ceiling like blue with stars, and it's gonna be wonderful. I definitely didn't, but Emerlin has been trying to tag me in every single cute game that is in existence. So, I guess, kind of, I did watch it. In a way. Trying to absolutely bankrupt me. Alright, where is... Maybe that's the path to the axe. Oh, no, it's not. It sure ain't. That's true. Well, I mean, the house is one thing. That... Ah, yes, yes. Build a house out of video games. Yes, perfect. I just love how many things we murder. I know I keep saying, oh, that seems like a nice dog. We can still trim him, but he seems like a nice dog. That's how you get eggs. They just shoot out of the top of the chicken. Digestives again. We still don't know what the green shit is. It looks like, I don't know, snot or something. Maybe it's down here. Hey, this is private property. What are you doing trespassing on my land? Why, I just came to admire the glow of your crops, Master Ox. I heard you produce the most bountiful produce in the land. Well, you heard right. I work day in and day out till my hands are raw and my back is broken, but you won't find a finer farm anywhere else. You're sure to take first prize at the Harvest Festival again. You and your family must be so proud. The ox spits on the tilled soil. Those lazy louts never understood the pride and joy of devoting oneself to the land. What good's a family that gripes about hard labor? We'd never have won any of those competitions if it wasn't for my sacrifice. You killed your family, didn't you? Where's your family then? I can't help but notice you're working all by yourself. If you must know, those damnable bandits out by the South Bridge stormed in the place one night and stole them away. Bandits? You don't seem very concerned about getting them back. I'm better off. For all I know, they could have already been ransomed off for fertilizer. But if you're so worried, why don't you go talk to those bloody brigands yourself? Now get your big nose off my fields or I'll toss you in the compost heap. Okay. Yeah, this is a super cute game and I'm having a lot of fun playing it. You know, I was like, why does it make me feel like Dark Souls? There's nothing about Dark Souls in this game. And it's her helmet. It feels like a very Dark Souls helmet. I feel like we had that. I feel like we wore it. Oh, sign request, sorry. C-H-A-R-M-I-N-G. See, this is my problem. I shouldn't have painted my nails. C-H-A-R-M-I-N-G. Thank you. I think, well, I mean, look at her little chicken feet and her, like, wings. I think she's actually the lady that's asleep. Oh, you weren't here yesterday, were you? No, they haven't explained it yet, but there's a sleeping lady that we're trying to wake up and we're not sure why. I think we're the sleeping lady. That's my my assumption. I'm a little slow in general today. Grid and I A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Shit, I found on Instagram a guy who does, like, words. Do I remember any of them? I think this is fireman. Or it might be fire person. I think this is person. There was, doctor. Most of them ended in this, so I think this is person. And then I think this is nurse. I should make a lot more things. I should do a lot of things. There's a lot of things I should do. I just am so tired all the time. I want to get back to learning, like, words. Oh, we need a doll here. I mean, obviously, I also want to take a goddamn class, like I said I was gonna, like, 2 years ago. I think it's like the placard on, you know, like the badge on the helmet. But yeah, also, Huh, you know, I got carried out of my apartment by a fireman once. I was not willing. I was not willing. And then the, hot goss around town was that we were then dating. He was as old as my dad, so that was not the case. Ah, sly old fox. How'd you manage to get your creaky bones past me grunts? My mooks must be getting fat round the waist to let you slip by so easy. Never too old to teach some youngins that hands are better left out of people's pockets. Next time I catch one of your thugs rooting for gold, they'll have to recount their fingers. Ain't afraid of nothing, are ya? Well, let me be the first to welcome you to our merry camp. Though I suppose you didn't come just to scold us. What do you know about the ox who works in the southern fields? He told me his family might have come through this way. Oh yeah, we know all about the ox. We also might have seen that family of his. But on the other hand, maybe we didn't. What's it to ya? Listen up, you big lug. That information is just about the only thing stopping me from changing the whole lot of you into stinking chickens. All right, Granny, no need to get upset. We was just playing games, you know. Yeah, we seen that family. A boy and his mum, if I remember. Always walking in that big ox's shadow. Always looking afraid of him, too. So you didn't kidnap them? Where are they now? You know, you remind me of my dear old ma. She didn't take no guff from no one neither. Ah, she used to bake the most delicious meat pies. I sure do miss her cooking. Hey, Static. Me and the boys have been awful hungry lately. Thieving is hard work and crime doesn't always pay. Say, do you know how to bake? I even got ma's pie recipe right here. Who knows, on a full stomach I might even remember something about the missing family. Humble pie. All right. Healthy heaping of crow. Beautiful. I love it. I don't know what those are for. We haven't needed to use them. Yeah, this seems like a domestic violence situation, and we shouldn't really interfere. Or at least on this end of things, maybe we shouldn't interfere. Cows do just rain milk. They do. Real. I like how simple the crafting is. Very straightforward. I also like how easy it is to kill birds. I love that sound. That's such a good sound. Fee-fi fo fum, I want a pie in my tummy tum-tum. Come on then, have a helping. The bandit plunges his hand into the pie, grabbing a fistful. He barks in delight as wet chunks of pie filling splatter out of his gob. Ah, delish. Just like how Ma used to make. But something's different. He picks a small black feather from between his yellow teeth. Is this crow? I figured you could do with a serving of humility. Take care, Bosaron. Have a good night. The gargantuan's man The gargantuan man's lip begins to quiver. Great watery tears well up in his beady eyes. What's the matter, dearie? Are the spices too strong? No, it ain't the spices. It's just... He deteriorates into great shuddering sobs that shake the camp. Ma always said I was a bad seed. Said I wasn't good for nothing but eating and thieving. But all I really wanted to do was dance. I was gonna make the greatest dance troupe the world has ever seen. Had a name in mind and everything. Picking the leaping pockets. But I ain't been doing nothing but talking, or taking, always taking. Oh, Ma was right, I'm a bad apple. Come on now, dry those eyes, you're not all that bad. He snorts a dangling glob of snot back into his nose. You really think so? You gently reassure him with another helping of pie. Of course not. You're gonna tell me all about the Oxus family, aren't you? Oh, right. Well, you see, we've been spying on that ox for years now. Every full moon he'd go out into his fields all by his lonesome. He'd howl at the sky. What was it he'd say? Oh yeah, he'd yell abraca-corncob. Then it always sounded like he got into an argument with someone, but there was never anyone else there except that creepy old scarecrow of his. You pat the sniffling rogue on his stubbly cheek. That's a good lad. Maybe it's time to think about trading the daggers for dance shoes? He stuffs more handfuls of the crumbling pie between his blubbering lips. Yes'm, I'll do it. I'll dance! Wish my throat didn't hurt, so... It doesn't hurt, it's just like, I don't know, it's a little scratchy from yesterday still. When I looked at Steam, Steam was like, this game is like Little Witch in the Woods and also Night in the Woods, and I was like, that can't be right. Now that we're playing it, I'm like, oh, it has enough talking to be Night in the Woods. Actually, I might be a little sick. This lymph node is a little bit swollen. Well, that's not good. Crap, I don't remember what he said. Oh, the scarecrow. Right. Today was so good. I mean, it shouldn't have been a good day, because we didn't, like, do fun things, but we packed a couple of loads of stuff and brought them to our storage unit, so it'll... The storage unit that we never managed to actually... We were supposed to get rid of it when we moved in here. Oh, Dark Grey Moon, thank you so much for that gift sub. See, though, you're stuck here now. You're like... Now other people are gonna know. Now it's, like, on you. But thank you so much. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we stuck a bunch of, we were supposed to get rid of the storage unit when we moved into here. We were supposed to empty it, bring everything here. So it's a good thing we fucking didn't. Still not big enough to fit all of our stuff in it now and solve all our problems now, but the pod thing's gonna be great. But we brought a couple boxes, a bunch of totes over there, so we don't have to worry about them. And it was just, it felt so good to do something, you know, have like a plan and implement the plan, that it just, I'm very thankful. This eerie simulacrum of a human sways in the breeze. His lumpy face seems to leer down at you as if expecting something. Abraca-corncob? The figure creaks against its pole as its vegetative head twists to look at you. It takes a wheezing breath, expelling a moth from its mouth hole. How do I read this? I wish I still had my My little button that made me all echoey. Hello, yes! Have you come to strike a deal with the great and magnanimous Harvest Master? No thank you. I'm involved in quite too many dark contracts with supernatural beings already. See, I'm imagining his very small voice and a very echoey vegetable, I guess. Grid, can you get the laundry eventually at some point? I don't know if it's done yet. It's just in the dryer. Why then have you summoned me? Has the ox made a deal with you, perchance? The ox? Why, yes! Terrible trade, I say, but a deal is a deal. What sort of trade? Does it have to do with his missing family? Yes! He said he wanted to win pretty prizes, grow the best crops, said he would give up anything in the world. So he offered me his wife and son, and I'm not one to refuse a bargain like that. Where are they? What did you do with them? Don't worry, they're fine. But as long as I make the crops grow, they belong to me. And if the crop should fail, your deal would be broken. Aha! I am the great harvest master. My harvest will never fail. We'll see about that. Better take a closer look at these prize-winning plants. These crops are robust, thriving beyond anything else nearby. Withering can. I want that to be in Minecraft. These stalks don't look too sturdy to me. A good herbicide ought to... Wouldn't that be awesome if, like, you could do that and then not have anything grow on grass? A good herbicide ought to shrivel these right up. That'll teach the ox a lesson about proper agricultural practices. Need a sturdy enough vessel to hold the poison, though. Maybe I can convince that vegetal fellow to give up that nice big watering can of his. Oh, I don't know why I thought he was over in the sunflower fields. Well, hello again. Find out anything about what that ox is up to? As a matter of fact, I have. It seems he traded his family to a turnip wizard or field genie or some other such nonsense. Ah, you must mean the harvest master. That explains a lot, actually. Bad business to get mixed up with that sort of fellow. The farmer nervously wipes his brow with the back of his leafy hand. Not that I would know anything about that myself. Listen, I don't have time to exchange farm gossip. I need to borrow your watering can over there. Ah, I'd be happy to lend it to you, but unfortunately I still need to grow my prize-winning vegetable. You glance down at the fat head of cabbage bobbing gently against a blanket of big, swaddling leaves. You think you may have heard a faint giggle coming from deep within the fronds. Seems plenty big enough to me. Ah, just you wait. My little baby is going to grow up to be a great big baby. It's going to be the belle of the ball at this year's festival. But if we were to say, grow a little bit faster, I suppose I wouldn't need my watering can at all. You swear the farmer winks at you despite not being equipped with any eyes. Does nobody here grow produce in an honest way? Let me take a look at the little tyke. You look down at the fattest little cabbage you have ever seen, but if it gets your hands on that watering can, it could stand to be a little fatter. Can I get water at the stream? Probably not. Probably gonna have to go to the well. Is there a... Actually, is there a spigot in here? I feel like there might be. I love the chicks. All right. Turkey gizzard stone for the cabbage. Fuck. I still haven't figured out how to deal with the turkeys. Shit. Oh man, this game is so... There's really just no way, there's nowhere to go, you know? You gotta try so many different paths. And put so many different things on hold while you do other things. Really interesting. I'm holding the shears. Thank you. I guess let's go to the apiary. We haven't been there. Harried beekeeper. Sorry, we're closed for the season. You'll have to come back later. Ah. Okay. We can't do shit here. The turkeys are weak to digestives, but I still don't have whatever that green slime shit is, and I don't know what it is. I've tried to kill all of the bugs in the swamp, which is what I've thought it was. But I feel like it's something that we haven't encountered yet. No, it's not frog slime. We do have frog slime, but that's... This is frog slime. It's been a second since we've been in the well. Oh, I didn't realize it told you where the stuff was. Shit, I have not tried to do that yet. Alright, well. What could it be? I'm almost kind of sad that that's an option. I liked the confusion. Oh, I didn't even see that it was called Goblin's Knot. I just looked at... Alright, well... I just saw that it was in the forest. Now I'm kind of disappointed because I don't... Now I know the answer. Stupid game spoiling itself. Shit. Okay, so we need more skeeters in order to make another goblin doll. That's a good haul of skeeters. I'll take it. How come we didn't get any of that last time? Kicked over those little rock piles like you asked. Now give me that shard or I'll knock over this nest too. It does, Rhino. It goes good.
You smash fairy shrines? Yeah. Good. Take it. We don't want your trash.
The pixie flicks the shard out of the tree and spikes it into the ground. We have 3 of these. We could go to the frog quick. Yeah, this is like the best skeeter killing spot. Frog rolls his eyes around as if daring you to try something. A witch, of course, always has something she can try. You wrap a juicy-looking grub around the medicinal tablets and offer it up to the Frog King. Your Majesty, I really must find the whereabouts of that gentleman. Perhaps the small tribute will persuade you to loosen your tongue? The frog gulps down the tantalizing meal without a thought.
Ah, a delectable gift. Thank you, my pretty. Now I have already told you where...
His nostrils flare for a moment, then he sneezes, sending specks of wet mucus flying. The frog's throat suddenly expands, filling with gas. The belch that erupts from its lips resonates so loudly that the entire swamp ceases its buzzing. You avert your eyes, but the noise and smell of the frog's explosive eruption almost knock you off your feet. Great Glinda's ghost, what a stench! The frog wobbles on its legs, looking thoroughly emptied. He teeters before rolling his huge body back into the swamp with a thunderous splash. You spot the slippery body of the husband floating in the bog water. Luckily, he seems to be missing some bits and pieces, so he should fold up quite nicely. Stuff him in your satchel. Lovely. The circle of power is ready and waiting for its necromantic purpose. With considerable effort, you unfold the husband's decaying body from your satchel and slap it down into the middle of the circle. Invisible shackles wrap around the corpse's limbs and pull it spread eagle against the ground. Strange mist rises from the obelisks, casting everything in a sickening green light. Slowly but surely, the corpse begins to levitate off the ground. It rotates to face each obelisk one by one. It's the old lady that we passed coming into the swamp. Oh, get on with it. I haven't got all day. You give the rotting head a good kick as it passes by you. With a gasp of stale air, the body drops to the ground. Suddenly, it bolts upright. Still withered, still waterlogged, but spry beyond those outward appearances. Well, hello there. You caused me a lot of trouble, you know that. The reanimated corpse claws at his throat. Oh, sorry, wait a moment. Near your feet, you see a disembodied tongue flopping about on the ground like a worm. You scoop it up and quickly toss it into the man's gaping mouth. Though he moves his jaw, his lurching voice seems to emanate from someplace beyond. Murderer! What? I'm not. You were quite dead when I found you. No! Leech! Murdered me! He clutches at his hollow chest as if trying to feel his heart beating. Gave me plague! Drained my blood! Leech! Murdered others! He swings a limp arm towards the body-filled bog. He knew there was some awful stink about that sick house. What sort of doctor infects her own patients? Check her office! Find proof! Don't you worry, I'll make sure that parasite gets what's coming to her. What is a man? Or, what? Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? I don't know. But you should head back home. Your wife's worried half to death about you. He turns and looks longingly over his shoulder. You can hear his vertebrae popping. Yes, I'm late. As he shambles into the choking mist, he gives you a crooked nod of thanks. Okay, yes, we're gonna go back to the leech, but I also would like to go back to the wife.
Thank you, sister. He's good as new.
Love, wife. Well, I guess that worked out.
Sure.
Totem is weird.
Off with you. I've more sick to tend to.
While the leech is busy with her patients, you rifle through the contents of the various cabinets in her office. Mostly dried herbs and potions. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. That is, until you notice a suspicious-looking bookcase set up against the wall. The books are all fake, just chopped down spines glued to a solid plank. Your fingers race across the medical titles and quickly find a loose volume. With a click of a switch, the whole bookcase swings open to reveal a secret compartment. Your heart jumps at the sight. Racks upon racks of bottled blood are arranged like fine wines. Each vessel meticulously catalogs the name, description, and age of its source. Looks like this thirsty slug's been sapping the living for years. On a nearby table, you spy a decanter half filled with ruby red liquid. You wonder whose blood it contains. A dash of salt would remind that slimy worm that there's worse things out there than bloodsuckers. That work? You sprinkle a generous amount of embalming salts collected from the graves of the leech's victims into the decanter. As the salt dissolves into the bloody cocktail, you hear the telltale squelching of the good doctor's approach.
What are you doing? Can't you see that this is my private office? I already helped you enough, so there's no reason you ought to be here.
She hastily shuffles you out of the room.
Now get out. This place is only for the sick.
You're certainly right about that. You walk just out of sight before doubling back to hide behind a withered get-well bouquet. You peer at the vexed leech as she slithers around her office, checking every cabinet and locker for tampering. She mutters something expletive about nosy old women. Satisfied, she sighs with relief and reaches to pour herself a glass from the tainted decanter.
Ah, that edition of Black Fever adds a certain nutty quality. Maybe it will pair well with an infusion of peat moss palsy in the next batch.
She takes a sip, waiting just a moment before throwing her head back and guzzling it all down.
Lovely. Sharp flavor, full body, too.
Suddenly, the leech snaps to attention. Her limbs dart out, writhing with uncontrollable gestures. She stabilizes herself against the table as sweat pools on her brow. The decanter shatters against the floor in an explosion of glass.
What's happening?
The leech spasms as the tendrils of ghostly spirits begin to suck the moisture from her body. You watch as she dwindles in size, shrinking like some horrible raisin. Hey, we got one. Nice. You inspect the mummified worm, pressing it between your fingers lightly. Drained by the very spirits she was supposed to be healing. In your fingertips, you make out the faintest of heartbeats, the soul of the leech. Nice. This game is fantastic. I really enjoy the writing. I don't believe it. This was happening under my nose the entire time. Some of them are very slurpy. Hey, newbie, how are ya? All right. Well, I think we need to deal with these. These animated wooden effigies seem engaged in a ritualistic dance. They march in stiff patterns around a reflective piece of glass embedded in the soft ground. You lean in for a better look, just long enough to make out the shard's mirrored surface reflecting the ghostly image of the moon. You think to reach in and grab it, but the swinging limbs of the dancing totems are too dense and quick. Out of the way, you overgrown twigs! Maybe I can get them to shift their attention to some other glittering bauble. Moonlight globe? Okay. See, I should have looked at them sooner. Oh, good, newbie! That's good. Outside is nice. Glitter bomb. How did I get the totemic moon drop? You cast the glowing globe into the ritual circle and watch as the wooden effigies suddenly lose coordination and knock their wooden limbs into each other. You take the opportunity to slip between their tall frames and snatch the mirror shard before their frenzied dance begins anew. Alright, well, that was easier than I guess I thought. Oh, Lord. What do they need a chicken gizzard for? A turkey gizzard. Hey, Zen. Yoink. I thought it was for the cabbage, but I guess... Oh, it was just one of the... Okay, it wasn't a crafting thing. Because I don't have this, tracked anymore. That's why. I'm on the wrong side again. The humming sounds like Cornifer in Hollow Knight. Oops, sorry guys. Get fucked. You pop open the cork of the potion and sprinkle the bright liquid onto the cabbage's roots. You look down at the fattest little cabbage you've ever seen, but if it gets your hands on that— oh, yeah, watering can— okay. Crushed into a fine powder, a gizzard stone lends potent nutrients to the soil. You spritz the cabbage with fresh, clear water while uttering a simple horticultural charm. The water beads like dewdrops before the leaves drink them up and brighten in color. The budding plant changes to a bright purple, then blue, then yellow. It suddenly goes rigid and shrinks to the size of a marble. The farmer gasps in horror as his precious baby disappears back into the earth. He turns to you, shoulders stiff and pitchfork in hand. He takes one step in your direction, but stops abruptly when a tremor shakes the ground. You look to your feet and watch deep cracks split the earth. Hold onto your hat, this one's gonna be big. You hear a booming giggle echo from deep in the ground. The vegetal farmer falls to his knees, clutching his hat to his chest. Oh, Lord. In an explosion of leafy greens and flying earth, the bounding head of an enormous cabbage erupts into the field. Farmer reaches out to it shakily. My little baby?
Papa.
The farmer scrambles around the big bumbling cabbage with open arms. My beautiful baby, look how big you've grown. See, with a little love and help from your friends, you're sure to win first prize after all. Oh, I don't even care about that silly thing anymore. Just look at how handsome my baby is. The two embrace, laughing and crying. I guess you won't be needing that watering can anymore. Please, help yourself. You've helped me more than enough. Oh, to be a cabbage, without a care in the world. It'll take some work to break through the Scarecrow's magical boon, but you're confident in your mastery of poisons. Oh, that was easy enough. bottle filled with water, but there's something weird about it. I'm pretty sure you just squeeze in chicken and the egg comes out. That's how I think it happened. Who are you? What do you want? If that lumpy vegetable farmer sent you, just go back and tell him to suck eggs. What? Who? Oh, don't play all innocent with me. I know a spy when I see one. Get lost, turnip head. Okay. Did I not pick up the can? You hold your breath and empty the poisonous vial into the container. The toxic fumes make your fingernails curl. A good amount of weird water will dilute the poison to keep it from eating straight through the metal can. You crush up the impish bone into a fine powder. The potent fertilizer will help spread the blight. You find a hefty stick to mix all the ingredients together inside the watering can. You know your work is done when the stick dissolves into mush in your hands. The music here is so, like, calm and melancholy. I thought I told you to beat it. He raises his hoe and brandishes it at you menacingly. You watch the sickness spreading up the stalks to the very tips of the tallest leaves. Vivid green turns to as diseased browns as the crops bend and droop. What's happening? Harvest Master, we had a deal! You promised my crops would never fail. Dreadfully sorry. Looks like my magic is broken. Not my fault. The ox throws himself to the ground, desperately raking the soil with his fingers. Wait, let's make a new deal, please. I sacrificed too much for this. A new deal? What is your offer? Anything you want, just bring my precious crops back to me. Anything, This is acceptable. Worm-like roots suddenly wrap around the ox's feet and begin dragging him into the soil. Wait, I didn't mean... The dust settles over the spot where the ox once stood as if nothing had happened. Though the soil looks barren and diseased, a small sprout of leafy green catches your eye. Where the ox once stood, a green tendril has pushed its way through the earth. You watch a delicate blossom unfurl, revealing a stubborn, hard-shelled seed, the soul of the ox. Oh. Standing at the front gate, the Ox's missing wife and son blink in confusion as they had just burst forth from the earth itself. Ma, what happened? Oh, welcome back. I suppose you don't remember much. He really did it, didn't he? That stupid festival prize was worth more to him than us? Where is he? Where is my husband? Don't fret. I've already set things straight. He won't be troubling you again. And you've got this nice fertile farm all to yourself now that's definitely not poisoned. My son and I worked ourselves to the bone for that horrible man. Thank you for lifting this curse. Just do me a favor and don't make any deals with suspicious scarecrows. I guess we go to the... port, right? Hey, Nightcast. I'm definitely a crochet witch. Always have been. Hey, where'd you think you're going? Yeah, no one but us soldiers are allowed inside the lakeshore camp. Get out of my way. I have urgent news of your quartermaster. I need to speak with your sergeant. Urgent? Only thing that's urgent is the line for the latrine. Or if the captain hasn't had his drink. That's right, Captain Bear is in a right foul mood. You can't come in unless you want a good thrashing. The guard almost has to shout over the clattering din coming from inside the camp. You heard him, it's dangerous in there. Wouldn't have the heart to let a frail old granny like you near that beast. One guard turns to the other with a conspiratorial shrug. Yeah, but who are we to say what's good for our health? Oh, yeah, you're right. We might be convinced to, look the other way if we was fairly compensated. Right, fairly compensated, of course. We'll be sticking our necks out after all. Well, at least I got some gold coins. You carefully press 3 heavy gold coins into the palm of the waiting guard. There. I expect you two can divide them evenly amongst yourselves? Right. 1 for you and 2 for me. What? You mean 2 for me and 1 for you? I'm the one who does all the real guarding around here. You still owe me for that game of dice you lost. You cheated me. Give me them coins. The 2 guards fall into fisticuffs and roll into the bushes, leaving the gate to the camp wide open. You cautiously approach, the bear drains the last of his enormous tankard and smashes it against the head of a nearby soldier, knocking the hapless man to the ground. And then I walloped him just like that. So next time I catch any of you cowards turning tail, I'll skewer you like a fish and leave your guts for the gulls. Suddenly noticing that his drink has gone dry, the bear bellows to the skies. More mead, you yellow-bellied worms! More drink! Bring my delicious honey mead! Might not work out. The soldiers taking cover nearby exchange nervous glances at each other, none wanting to confront the bear. There is no more honey mead. The bear wipes a strand of drool from his sagging lips and his bleary eyes slowly focus on you. A mocking smirk splits his face as he waves at you with his great spiked mace. Say, now that's a funny-looking helmet, soldier. I ever tell you the time I crushed the bucket-headed barbarians of the Western Mountains? You decide that now's a good time to leave the bear to his ramblings rather than make yourself an unfortunate prop in his war stories. The bear kicks an empty tankard at you as you retreat back into the camp. That's right, go get me more mead, you good-for-nothing sluggard! The frenetic-looking officer shouts hurried orders at whoever will listen, but most of the camp soldiers are busy cowering or knocked out cold. Man the gates! Yeah, you over there, secure the perimeter! We just need to hold out a little longer. Sir, we're running out of men! Where's that damn shipment of honey? You step over an unconscious footman to address the man in charge. I might be able to answer that question. Who let this old bat into the camp? I found your quartermaster. He's having a bit of cart trouble on the road. I'm afraid your shipment isn't going to get here anytime soon. What? Oh, curse my rusty britches. Without that honey and other supplies, we can't make the honey mead. The bear's gonna flatten the whole camp when he finds out. Camp looks half flattened already. What's all this ruckus about? Well, the bear is the greatest warrior there ever was, which is grand and all when we're fighting the enemy. But once we set up camp, he likes to use us poor sods as playthings to reenact his conquests. And the only thing the bear loves as much as fighting is drinking. Guzzles up so much honey mead, we have to brew it right here in camp just to keep up. He points to a squat-looking device tucked near some trees. A portable brewery. Without that shipment of ingredients, I don't see how we can ever calm the bear down. He'll smash us all into paste before the sun sets. Let me take a look at this brewery of yours. If the bear is so in love with brawling and boozing, then perhaps it's about time he received a dose of his own medicine. I'm really excited. Oh, there's a meadery around us, apparently. And I'm really excited to go. You inspect the brass contraption. A tank here, a hopper there. The bitter smell of alcohol is infused into the well-worn metal. Despite the needlessly complicated dials and tubing, at the end of the day, the brewery is really just a fancy cauldron. It seems simple enough. I should be able to concoct just the potion for your troubles. The rattled sergeant shrugs his shoulders at you. Sure, if you think it'll help, but you'll need to fuel the darn thing first. Our supplies are a mess, so you have to figure it out on your own. You open up the brewery to inspect its complicated innards. How difficult could it be? Not too bad, just need water. I don't know if there's a spigot around here. They're gonna make me go all the way back to, like, the well. Yeah, mead takes a hot second. Oh, out of clay, okay. You hike up the hem of your skirt from the ankle-deep well water and duck down to inspect the small, damp cave. A pale shape quickly retreats further into the dark space. You hear the labored breath of some pathetic thing, frightened and alone. Hello there. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. Bloodshot eyes blink nervously up at you. The creature gazes longingly at the light of the world above it while simultaneously cowering from it. Poor dear, what are you doing down in this hole? I bet you're hungry, aren't you? Two thin, malnourished arms twist out from the crevice. One hand tightly clutches a shard of glass, while the other hand reaches out to you, begging for food. Damn it. The creature snatches up the meat so quickly that you nearly lose a finger. It scurries back into its little crevice and you hear a satisfied munching from within. The mirror shard lays abandoned in the silt. Nice. Well, we have that. Can ignore the dog this time. Nothing really runs that fast, or at least hasn't yet. You open up the brewery to inspect its complicated innards. You slosh cool, clear water into the brewery's main tank. Not the best base for potion brewings, but you want to preserve that honey mead flavor. You snap kindling into pieces and scatter it into the bottom of the compartment of the brewery. Should be fuel enough for the job. With the heat of a cinder box, you set the stove chamber of the brewery alight. It'll bring the tank to a rolling boil. With a hiss of steam and the sound of boiling water, the rattling brewery is ready for the next step in the process. Of course, I'll need honey for the mead. My quartermaster said he was coming back from the apiary in the field, so I'd best try there. Then I'll need a proper magical binder and a token of the bear to seal the spell. Something in this camp ought to do that trick. The frothing basin of the brewery stands ready for the right ingredients. Through the open tent flap, you catch a glimpse of pillaged trinkets and treasures scattered about the spacious interior. You surmise that one of these precious objects might contain enough magical essence to use as a token of the bear. Your eyes have only a moment to linger upon the giant fur-lined bed before a hand pulls the door flap shut. The sergeant gives you a disapproving glare as he ushers you away. You can't go in there! This is the bear's personal tent! You know the kind of hell that would break loose if he finds out someone's been snooping? Don't worry, I'll be careful. Seems like your men are keeping him distracted anyway. You glance over at the bear as he tosses aside a soldier like a sack of potatoes. No way, no how! If you think this is bad, just wait until he finds out there's no more honeymead. If you're so afraid of that stomping brute, why don't you just slip away into the night? Surely it would prolong your life a little. And abandon all my friends? We soldiers gotta stick together, it's our only chance. If only there was some way to stand up to the bear. A thought seems to cross the sergeant's mind as he notices the potions and baubles hanging about your belt. Say, you're good with magical doodads, and what's its right? What if you made some sort of protective charm or talisman? Then I could maybe have a chance against that monster without getting my head stoved in. If I make you a protective talisman, will you let me into this tent? Suppose I wouldn't have much to worry about if you did. Yeah, all right. Here, this ought to shield you from harm, for a time. He grins nervously as he puts the charm around his neck. Then he clobbers himself in the face with his own fist. Wow, you weren't kidding! Though that's nowhere near the kind of punishment the bear can dish out. Better find some more stuff to test out with, then I'll give the bear a piece of my mind. He stumbles off into the camp to find other objects to try against his newfound protection, leaving the bear's tent unattended. Ragged toy bear, well loved and well beyond its prime. Well, we could take a second and return to the Weeping Maiden with all the mirror shards.
Have you found any of the mirror shards? I wonder where they could be.
You gingerly hand over the broken glass shards to the maiden. She's careful not to cut herself on the razor-sharp edges as she slots them into the mirror frame. The pieces click into place perfectly, and the surface of the mirror ripples like the water on a lake. The ripples calm, settling into the form of a pristine crystal mirror. She gazes into the mirror with awe.
Look, it's as good as new. Oh,
the maiden's reflection ripples and morphs into the visage of a handsome young man. My love, is that you? Overcome with joy, a fresh stream of tears roll down her cheeks.
I can't believe my eyes. I don't understand. What happened? Where are you?
I'm imprisoned inside my own head. It's horrible here. You have to get me out.
You went to the snake, didn't you? Why would you do something so stupid?
Listen, my love, I have a confession to make. I'm not actually that good of a musician.
What are you talking about?
You were so beautiful up upon your balcony. A bum like me would never get your attention, so I asked the snake to help me out a little. I thought I could protect myself from the snake's hypnotic glance with this magic mirror, but then you went and broke the damn thing.
I didn't break it. It slipped out of my hand. Wait, don't put this on me. How could you be so irresponsible?
One problem at a time, children. We fixed the mirror, so it should be able to break the snake's spell now. Yes! Oh, you have no idea how unbearable it is being stuck in here. There's nothing but awful poetry and song lyrics that don't even rhyme.
Please, Granny, take the mirror. I can hardly stand to look at this buffoon any longer.
Babe, wait! She presses the mirror into your hands. Sudden dread grips the snake as you swing the shimmering mirror to meet his eyes. The mind-altering patterns of his gaze are reflected back to him. Slowly but steadily, the snake leans closer and closer to the surface of the mirror. His forked tongue flicks against the glass and then disappears beyond it.
It's so beautiful.
Like a length of rope being pulled through an eyelet, the snake rushes forward and vanishes into his own reflection. The mirror jolts and bucks out of your hand, clattering to the ground. You stoop down, careful not to look too deeply. Hidden in the reflection of the mirror's surface, you can faintly make out a tiny, wiggling shape, trapped just beyond the veil of this world. The soul of the snake. Oh, we were pretty close to everything that we were trying to do last time. It's like the two of them are working things out. This isn't the way to be apiary. Like, you better give me a gizzard. Better do it. Thank you so much, lady, for 52 months at tier 2. I really appreciate it. Oh.
Hi-di-ho, I'm afraid we're closed for the season.
Closed, but I need some of your honey right away.
Sorry, our supply was cleaned out just a little while ago. Funny little man with a cart, you just missed him.
Yes, I've met him. He's the quartermaster for the bear, but he had a bit of an accident on the road. I need to collect some more honey for the lakeshore camp.
Oh, the bear? Well, that explains why the quartermaster purchased so dang much. I heard that the lumbering bully would steal the nectar from a larva if it suited him. My poor bees have already worked themselves half to death for that order, and they don't have any honey left. I wish I could do something to help you, but the only honey left in the entire apiary is Her Majesty's personal reserve.
Her Majesty?
Oh, why, my sweet spring flower, the jewel of my crown, the golden sun of my...
Yes, get on with it. I'm so excited for Silksong.
My beloved queen, she's as lovely as she is wise and resides over her flowered kingdom.
A shrill voice pierces the meadow and sends chills down your spine.
Slave, where is my dinner? I order you to bring me the finest sunflowers. Right away, my love. And Make it pretty this time. I don't want another one of your dandelion bouquets like some common wasp.
Yes, my sweet. I think I'd better have an audience with this queen myself. Tidy hives. Generally well-mannered, but it can be quite hostile when irritated. The regal insect looks down at her curled nose at you scornfully. That fool beekeeper is supposed to stop the rabble from trampling my delicate garden. Good help is so hard to find, isn't it?
And I suppose you've come to lend a hand? No, I don't think so. What do you want, little beetle?
You seem like a very busy woman, so I won't waste your time. I need honey, your best honey. She tilts her long neck back and lets out a buzzing laugh.
Ha! Do you think I simply give my carefully cultivated riches to just any commoner? Do you have any idea how much time and energy is spent managing this colony? Everyone always wants something, but no one ever wants to work for it.
In a rustle of petals, the beekeeper comes running over, holding out an assortment of beautiful prairie flowers.
My darling sweetheart, I offer you the finest meadow flowers. I hope you find these to your liking. Is this marigold? You wax-brained fool! You know I despise this stuff. How many times must I repeat myself? Get out of my sight, all of you! My love, I have wronged you. Let me try again.
You follow the beekeeper a short distance away while he busies himself picking more flowers. She seems to be in a foul mood. Does she always treat you like this?
Well, yes, but it's really usually my own fault. Sometimes when she really gets her venom up, a little bit of smoke and soothing herbs calm her right down.
Smoke, you say? Sure, I could come up with something to even out her mood. Damn it. Just need so much water. Okay, so should I wait for you to finish playing Silk Song before I play Silk Song, or... Oops, no, there's water down here. Or should I play it right away? Speaking of things I'm looking forward to, GDQ is happening the day we get our pod delivered, which is not convenient. Simultaneously sounds good. I do have like a limited amount of time, so it's quite likely that anybody getting immersed in a game would probably play it faster than me. Hey! Sounds like you're eating something. Stop it. Gibbs. I got a misdelivered package from someone who used to live here, like, so many years ago. So many years ago. And I don't even know how to find her or what to do with the package. And now I also keep kind of forgetting about it. It's like, it's an Old Navy package too, so it's probably fine. She's probably got a replacement. Probably a shirt, and she's probably got a replacement. Yeah, but can you do that with a whole ass package? Like, you can't just leave that in your mailbox with a little note on it that says not at this address, can you? That's what I do with letters, but... Ah. Thought I'd have to actually take it to the post office. Oh, call them? Ugh. Sounds like a lot of work. Ooh, candles. That sounds like a box of good candles. Get fucked, Your Majesty.
You sneak! Did you honestly believe that your little puff of smoke can...
The queen fans herself lightly as the world begins to push and pull all around her.
Woohoo! Does anyone else feel a little hot? Anyway, as I was saying, you can't just...
The sparkling sun bears down on the queen like a warm summer's embrace.
My, look at all these beautiful colors. Have they always been so bright?
The queen bee stretches her arms across the sea of flowers, brushing the tips of their petals gleefully. She arcs her limbs through the myriad of colors swirling about her head.
It's gorgeous. Oh, and what's that delicious smell?
Cracking into the waxen walls of her hive, the queen pulls out a golden honeycomb. She proceeds to messily stuff the honey into her face.
Oh, delectable. Oh, it's so good you simply have to try some. I've never tasted anything so delicious in my life.
She offers up a sticky handful to you. Why, thank you, my queen. I like that we caught one bee. You know, sometimes people just need to try drugs. Absolutely, Noctis. Every now and then, most people just need a little weed. I wish it told me how many I had on the side every time I picked one up. Because I have no concept. The frothing basin of the brewery stands ready for the right ingredients. As you squeeze the honeycomb with your bare hands, thick, rich honey slowly oozes into the brewery's tank. Too sweet for your taste, but then this potion is not for you. You ladle out a good portion of the writhing, tar-like substance into the brewery. To be safe, you add a little bit more, just for texture. You pause before dropping the tattered plaything into the brewery. A glint in its button eye reminds you of something, but the thought soon evaporates from your mind. You overturn your palm and the stuffed bear splashes down into the concoction. It floats sadly for a moment before becoming waterlogged and disappearing under the surface. With the addition of the final ingredient, the brewing equipment is sealed and set to work. Steam hisses from rivets and its swollen metal belly clanks and rattles. That definitely looks like danks. Before long, the waggling fingers of the gauges and dials settle down, indicating that the brew is complete. You give a quick sniff test and recoil at the sickeningly sweet vapors. You push an empty wooden keg under the contraption's spigot and crank the release valve. The brewery strains under the pressure and fills the keg with chunky, oozing fluid. May not be the finest honey mead around, but hopefully that great raging galoot won't stop to notice the difference. The brewery wheezes in defeat. You doubt it will ever make mead again. Ah, Captain, I brought you more honey mead. The bear swipes up the tankard with his massive paw and tosses the contents into his slavering maw without hesitation. He licks his chops, savoring the peculiar flavor. With a sudden jerk, he bears down on you with suspicion. Say, this tastes kind of funny. What did you do, soldier? It's a new recipe. Thought you might enjoy something with a little more sting in it. Ah, you know I hate new things. I'll teach you to mess with my favorite brew, you hayseed. The bear is upon you with frightening speed. He raises the huge mace in his paw skyward and you brace for the impact. With an equal measure of speed, the sergeant leaps between the crashing mace and your head. You peer through your fingers as a great clang resounds through the camp. The bear roars furiously as his blow is magically repelled from the sergeant's talisman. The mace goes spinning out of his paw and falls into the lake with a great splash. He gasps, dumbfounded, as the sergeant stands before him completely unharmed. Ha! That'll teach you to pick on us, you big oaf! This has been a long time coming! The sergeant wags his finger at the bear. Who do you think you are, huh? You think you're so big and tough with your fancy feather hat and your big hunking club? Well, look at you now! The camp's soldiers gather around to witness in stunned awe. Miraculously, the bear seems to shrink in the face of the sergeant's onslaught. If it was up to me, you'd be dishonorably discharged for disorderly conduct. You're a disgrace to the uniform. You're no captain of mine. With fear welling up in his eyes, the bear shrinks and shrinks until he's reduced to the size of a small cat. And another thing, what's happening? Oh, in place of the bear's drunken grimace is the stitched smile of a doll's grin. Two button eyes stare back at the disapproving faces surrounding the little plush toy. The sergeant takes a step back to reveal the small shape of a stuffed teddy bear where the brute once stood. Your transformative potion has finally done its work. Gee, I guess I overdid it? He scratches his head in befuddlement, but seems genuinely relieved. Hey, Sarge, I guess that means you're in charge now, right? Oh, yeah, guess it does. Well, what are you all standing around for? This camp's a mess. Let's get to work. You pick up the diminutive doll and brush some sand out of its fur. As you inspect it further, its head lolls to face you. Far within the glassy surface of its button eyes, you can barely make out a tiny crimson flame, the trapped soul of the bear. Well, this ought to be what the old goat is after. I hope he's happy. The souls of the bear, leech, snake, and ox jostle in your satchel with fearful energies. That's that then. I better get these back home to the goat before he ransacks the rest of the place. Yeah, right? This has been like a long, convoluted travel. And I think we have 12 souls total. That's only 4. Is it a little dark? The goat rears its head at the sight of you. Its hooves pound the ground excitedly. Most excellent. I can sense the presence of spirits about you. You must have captured the souls I've asked for. No small task, I can tell you that. Just what do you plan on doing with them? Oh, this and that. Nothing you must concern yourself with. What's important is that you're one step closer to fulfilling your contract with me. Just go ahead and place him in the shrine there. I'll take care of the rest. The goat shakes its head towards the carved relief in the back of the room, grinning in a horrible way that no goat should. As you bring the stuffed bear close to the carved stone relief in the wall, it spontaneously bursts into flames in your hands, burning away until only a harsh red stone remains. The stone zips out of your grasp and straight into a socket on the wall, buzzing like some angry insect. You're buffeted by flashes of the bear's wrath, drunken roaring, cowering bodies, splintered wood, the smell of honey. As with the first, the mummified husk of the leech turns to ash as you bring it close to the wall, leaving only a glowing orb in its place. Images of the leech B-A-P-H-O-M-E-T. Thank you. Images of the leech slither into your mind. The prick of a needle, the drip, drip, drip of draining fluids, soothing words, restless sleep. Prismatic colors flash through your head at the thought of the snake, secrets lapped up by a forked tongue, whispers beneath the sound of festivities. The ox brings with him the overbearing heat of the midday sun, the salty tang of sweat in the soil, suffering, sacrifice, solitude. You step away from the shrine and its smoldering stones. Your burdens suddenly feel much lighter. Beside you, the sleeping maiden stirs in her slumber, but does not wake. Now then, you've had a very long day. Why don't you get some rest? Tomorrow we shall pick up bright and early. Yes, I am quite tired. Does it look different in here? Does the chair look different? I feel like the chair looks different. Maybe not. Ah, good morning, my swamp lily. I trust you slept well? Like the dead. You stretch out your back, making a sound like snapping twigs. Well, no time to dilly-dally. I sense the next 4 souls on our list. You must travel east, out of the forest and towards civilization. Ugh, I hate crowds. Well, it can't be helped. You must seek out these souls in the village, the market, the docks, and the graveyard. The graveyard might at least be a reprieve from chattering townsfolk. All right, goat, I'll bring you your souls. You seem much more reasonable today. Have a change of heart, perchance? If these next 4 are anything like the last, they'll get what's coming to them. I'm glad we've reached an understanding. All right, actually, before we go to the next segment, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Hi, Sarah! All right. Oh, yeah, the Twitch emote approval is weird sometimes. I thought it said east. The room better. these open? You know, I feel like I remember a path up here that we couldn't continue on. And I guess there's the thing under the well. There we are. Come back, pigeon! Luck pocket. That needs a crow's foot, doesn't it? Interesting. We got a cobblestone. This anxious little dog attempts frantically to get a town guard's attention as they stand watch in front of the smoking ruins of a burned-down shop. Please, you have to listen to me. My friend is missing. The guard stifles a yawn, annoyed at having to work. Oh yeah? And what's your friend look like? The sleeves of the sheepdog's oversized sweater flail about comically. She's about yay tall, wears a green vest, has black wool. So she's one of them sheep, huh? Probably just got lost, you know? Them types ain't too bright. She didn't get lost! She's gone missing! Her wool shop was burnt down on purpose! Can't you smell it in the air? Calm down, sir. We're investigating the situation, but I'm sure this fire was a simple accident. I bet your friend just left the kettle on or something. Why don't you check with the ram in town square? If anybody knows where a lost sheep is, it's probably him. How can you say that? Everyone knows that the ram hates the black sheep. Look at all these footprints. I bet his goons had something to do with this. Listen, you're starting to get on my nerves. Just leave this to the professionals, all right? He turns away from the dog and goes back to doing absolutely nothing. Professionals indeed. They couldn't find a fish in a frying pan. Better look into this funny business myself. Disregarded shanty. Unusually run down for this area, but the townsfolk passed it without a second look. At first glance, this looks like a neglected shack long ago fallen into disrepair. But your canny gaze reveals its construction to be beyond the ravages of time, standing overlooked yet constant until properly disrupted. Running your nail along the grain of one of the nailed-up boards proves to be just the disruption it was waiting for. Great. Passage down. Yeah, it's another cobblestone. Just didn't want to... didn't want to take damage. Grid, is the pizza idea okay for you? Great. Cat treat. The thirsty gargoyle. Flung down unceremoniously in this darkened corner and seemingly grumpy about it. Oh god. Skeleton key, okay. Ow. Oh, we don't want to be without one of those again. Is it a mimic if it only has legs? Do mimics need teeth? Crap. Shouldn't have immediately fallen for it again. Elf shoes. Sheep, one of several sheep. They behave similarly. Self-assured, outspoken, and above all else, loud. Pound well. 1 serving per person, please. Listen closely, brothers and sisters. We must wear our wool proudly and show the world that plain is best. That's right, plain wool is the best wool. All of these outlandish colors and head-splitting patterns do nothing but confuse and enrage the senses. They are but the products of misled individuals. And as we all know, individuals are weak. Only the united are strong. Together we speak louder than a single voice. Wait, are all the colors bad then? What about gray? It's almost plain white. Gray is forbidden. Gray is a gateway to blue. And where there's blue, green isn't far behind. Then what's next? Yellow? Purple? Even red? Oh no, anything but red, no! Always remember, colors lead to discord. To discord, they're a link? Are they a link to discord? To chaos, and with chaos, the wolves will come for us all. Aye, not the wolves. Watch out, there's one right there. The nearest sheep nearly jumps out of its fleece when it notices you. Ah, ram you. I'm not a wolf, you half-wits. Maybe not, but you're different. And that's just as bad. Right, boss? That's right. So what is it an outsider wants with us? Are you here to tempt my flock with your anarchic ideals? Doubt you lot would have room in your heads for any more ideals. But no, I'm looking for the black sheep. It seems her shop was burned down last night. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Bah! That bothersome black sheep is a thorn in my side. Never heeds my warnings. Always goes against what's good and proper. But I assure you I was tending my flock all night. I mean, the ram does that. So I had nothing to do with her disappearance. That little sheepdog begs to differ. He says you've always had it out for the black sheep, and I'm inclined to believe him with all your prattling. Lies and slander. You have no proof of any wrongdoing. For all we know, she may just have left the kettle on. 2 people that have said that now. As the sheep stomp about, you notice flakes of ash leaving black marks on the cobblestones. That's a misspelling of the village square. Pay me, video games. Pay me, indie devs, to find your misspellings. I'll be your editor. I want to do it. I'll do it for a game key and $20. Proof, huh? Looks to me like some of your flock have sooty feet. Wonder where this suspicious trail will lead. You sprinkle the revealing powder over the cobblestones to reveal hidden footprints, still blackened by ash. It appears as though several individuals were dragging something away from the town square last night. A struggle must have occurred here. You find the remnants of a torn burlap sack and some scattered fistfuls of wool. The footprints leading away look to be moving at a great speed, like someone was being chased. A pair of lone footprints duck into this vegetable garden. You notice some more footprints searching in confused directions further afield. The black sheep must have been trying to hide from her pursuers. Maybe she managed to throw them off her trail? After following the ashen trail through the back streets, you come to a dead end. Your only company is a stone gargoyle squatting atop a building corner. You stand on your tiptoes to examine the great carved demon closer, noting the lovely knitted scarf billowing around its neck. What a fine garment. I could do with a new one. It's starting to get chilly. I hope it hasn't got any of that bird poo on it. As you reach up to unwrap the scarf, the gargoyle's eyes swivel in their sockets with a sound like two grinding millstones. Well, excuse me. I'm quite fond of this avian excrement, actually. It adds a touch of authenticity to the whole ensemble, don't you think? Oh, I beg your pardon. Didn't realize I was speaking to a watcher. A watcher? Why is it that no one ever comes to watch me? I'm handcrafted from the finest block of artisanal granite, so masterfully chiseled that I came to life. Nothing on this earth or beyond has a greater claim to beauty than I, and yet, day after day, I sit up here and no one gives me so much as a passing glance. Well, maybe if you cleaned up once in a while? Oh, hush. I don't need to take fashion tips from you. And besides, you only looked up at me because of this fabulous scarf, admit it. I was merely following this trail of sooty footprints. But now that you mention it, that scarf has a fine knit to it. You didn't happen to get it from the black sheep, did you? Oh, I might be dying. Why? Where else would I have gotten something so swanky in this dreary little town? The black sheep is the only other person around here that appreciates good taste. Unlike that ghastly ram, always ringing that gaudy bell of his and poo-pooing everyone else's fun, this world is alive and it needs a good splash of color once in a while. You know where the black sheep is, then? Now, hold on. How do I know you aren't another agent of banality like the ram? Just look at that skirt, so last century. You have to prove you're an ally of the fashion scene before I say another word. Now, I've had my eyes on some new shoes for ages. Why don't you just snag a pair from the village? Surely no one will notice. Those clogs aren't fit for a horse. No, I've got my heart set on elf shoes. Delicate, dainty, exquisite, and absolutely to die for. Plus, I could do with a nice hat to go with my fetching scarf, and maybe some needle and thread to do some alterations. Well, what are you waiting for? The fashion scene moves too quickly to stand around idle. Okay. I know, retro and vintage, right? I need a gnome hat. We've met gnomes. I need another elf. Just excuse? Not you. Ah, fuck. Alright, we need a gnome hat. From the fields, okay. Oh, I need another elf shoes? Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm excited to go to the graveyard, so I don't want to go there yet. Oh, sorry. F-A-S-H-I-O-N-I-S-T-A. Yeah. F-A-S-H-I-O-N-I-S-T-A. Thank you. Puzzle box. Damn. Okay. This part, the village was in the, in the promo video, and I was worried this would mean there were too many people to fucking talk to, so I'm glad that I was wrong about that. Okay. Seems like we have a bunch of things to make. Really only have 9 hopper legs? It must have a max that you can carry. a shiny stone for something. Weeping specters. I almost just want to go through and make a couple of everything. Might clear up our... It seems like there's a max limit of things that you can carry, which I wasn't really realizing until right now. Oh yeah, there's no way. We have way more seeker vines than we should have had way more seeker vines than that. Oh yeah, no, it's great. Okay, we got barnacles. Okay. Oh. Shit. Need water. To so many passers-by, this seems yet another collection of crusty barnacles clinging to the surface of a stone until the tide next surges. But you can spot the inconsistencies, the irregularities within the scattered arrangement. And with a single exacting touch, the illusion falls away.
Excuse me, can you spare any seashells? I tried all along the beach, but everybody always gets to them before I can.
She points along the shoreline where you see scores of fishermen digging in the sand. Every so often, one of them discovers a seashell and rejoices as if it were a gold nugget. Seashells? What's the big deal with seashells? The little girl looks down at the docks to a particularly large ship at anchor.
See that big boat over there? My dad's the captain. He was supposed to come ashore and tell me all about his adventures on the high seas like he always does, but he hasn't come out since they docked. So I tried to go and see him, but there's a grouchy sailor who says I can't go inside the boat unless I got seashells. So I tried to find some, but now everyone else is trying to find them too. There's not enough left for me.
Sounds fishy, all right. You stay here, little one. Let me have a chat with the sailor and get to the bottom of this.
Really? Oh, I bet he'd listen to a grown-up like you. I promise I won't move a muscle.
I don't want to go in there quite yet. Nope, don't want to come in here yet. Oh there, where do you think you're hobbling off to? Me? Why, I've come to visit my son. Yarr! No, you ain't. The only family anyone on this tub has is the sea herself. And no one gets aboard unless they pay the toll in seashells first. What's a gull-brained swabby like you do want with a bunch of dirty shells? Ain't for me. The captain's got his own business with them shells, and I ain't one to question him. So either bring me your dues or cast off. Bring me seashells, too, the nice kind. Ones that sound like the ocean waves. Well, I guess we can head back to the gnomes. Now that we have a puzzle box. Oh, and we can get some water here. I think we need more milk, so we should definitely get grasshoppers and clay. I mean everything. We should get everything. We should never stop harvesting. I think there was ash in the bandit camp. Or cinders. Oh, no, we're good. Beautiful. need another hairball. What did we need the hairballs for? Now we've got so much stuff, I'm starting to lose track of like what we need. Up this way. You set the tiny footwear aside. You tuck the sewing kit in a safe nook nearby. You set the little gnome hat nearby. Well, that was boring. As you present the handful of tiny clothing, the gargoyle lets out a grinding screech.
Eee!
What? What's wrong?
These are simply magnificent!
The excited statue seemed thrilled about the elf shoes in particular. You nearly gave me a heart attack. And I don't see what's so great about these things. They're barely the size of thimbles. Ignoring you, the gargoyle slips the minuscule shoes onto its wiggling toes.
Oh, but aren't they just lovely? And they match my scarf.
Well, I think you look ridiculous. Now, tell me where the black sheep is, or I'll turn you into gravel.
No need to wrinkle up your rags.
I carried her out to the secret grove in the woods to hide from the ram. Even managed to save some of her stock as well. Since you've shown yourself to be a no friend to the ram, I guess I can fly you out there too. The gargoyle flexes the heavy stone wings on his back. Well, we're getting flown by a bird that we didn't think could do that for us, so great. Flown by some weird gargoyles somewhere.
Stay back! The ram sent you to finish me off, didn't he? Oh, crackers, I knew I couldn't trust that gargoyle to keep a secret.
Calm down. I didn't come to fleece you. In fact, I came to see why that miserable tyrant tried to run you out of town. You glance around at the rescued rolls of patterned fabric and balls of colored yarn. All because of this lovely textile work? I never meant to cause trouble. I just wanted to make beautiful clothing. But the ram saw my work as some affront to his great vision. He wants us all sheep to dress the same, think the same, be the same. But I don't understand. Why can't we be different? The loudest voice is seldom the wisest. Tears well up in the sheep's wide-set eyes.
They burned down my wool shop and tried to kidnap me.
I only barely got away. Thankfully, that helpful gargoyle was able to salvage some of my things from the fire. At a time like this, knitting clothing is the only thing I can do to calm my nerves. I hope I have enough yarn to last me. My poor spinning wheel was broken on the journey here, so I don't think I can make any more. Shame. I too am a weaver of sorts. Your wheel can't possibly be beyond repair. Could I take a look at it? If you think it would help, be my guest. Restorative idol. All right. You got there in the end, that's all that counts. That's all that matters. Okay, I guess we've got to go to the graveyard now. I feel like I literally need to pick up every single fucking thing forever. I had stopped because it seemed like we were good. We're not good no more. Oh, this is not the right way. Beautiful.
Sorry, ma'am, but I must warn you, the graveyard's not safe right now. If you got flowers, I can go lay 'em at a grave if you want.
Ugh, when I croak, nobody better bring me posies. What's the matter?
Something's got the spirits of this place riled up in a real bad way. All restless and cranky they is. There's this horrible howling coming from the mansion up the road. A scream that'd chill the bumps right off of your goose. Every time I gathered my wits to go take a look-see, my knees turned to jelly as soon as I set foot on the path. Mark my words, that creepy old place is haunted by something more than just a sleepless spirit.
Ghost stories are for children. When you get to be my age, it takes something special to put the fright in you.
Well, if you're so sure about that, could you go up there and tell me what you see? Maybe it has something to do with the witch, or with what's got all these ghosts so agitated.
Ah, that's why we were so far out of those. Okay. Exorcism charm. Where one might expect the door to a mausoleum, here instead stands a shrine, adorned heavily with skulls, perhaps to deter closer inspection. But their arrangement does not serve the dead nor their memory, instead being placed to mask a path beyond. Your knowing fingers reduce it to dust with a tap. Sure, let's look in here. Boar chamber. The strength they had in life still resonates here. Chances are there's a corpse in here as well. Fuck is you? Crypt crawler. Hairy, toothy, drools a lot, but absolutely not a dog. Oof. Owl chamber. Probably shouldn't use that tier, but it seems like we've needed everything at least twice. I mean, not everything so far, but it seems like we're needing things that I thought were key items twice, so... Perfect. That cuts a bunch of steps. As you walk through the dilapidated estate, the temperature drops drastically. Floorboards and walls groan angrily as if the whole building is upset at your invasion. A gust of wind suddenly rushes up the staircase as though the house itself was drawing breath. An ear-splitting scream stirs dust from the rafters and makes your knees weak. It's definitely the melodious voice of a banshee, or I'm a chicken's aunt. You take a step forward, but ghostly skeletal hands rise up through the creaking floorboards. They reach out, grasping, and you feel your spirit fade at their frigid touch. You're all lucky I misplaced my spectre sickle, or I'll cut you down like weeds. Guess I should report back to the gravekeeper anyway.
You're back! It's a demon from the underworld, isn't it? Oh, maybe a lich or come to summon up an army of darkness.
Relax, it's just your run-of-the-mill banshee.
A banshee! I knew it! No wonder the dead have been so angry lately.
How are they supposed to get any rest with all this racket? But a spirit only becomes a banshee when it's been terribly wronged. Who used to live in that house? I don't rightly know. It's been abandoned since before my time. Always was pretty creepy, though. The place was so haunted I couldn't get in for a better look. A good exorcism ought to clean it right up. This sort of stuff happen often? Wait, just last year I had to deal with a ghost that wouldn't stop breaking into the crypts. Darn feller was trying to find his long-lost love or something. The old man turns to rummage through his cluttered shack, looking for something. Anyways, eventually I had to call in the grave squad exterminators. They got that nasty ghoul rounded up before he befouled too many tombs, but they left behind this, where'd it get to? They gave me this, to ward off any angry spirits that might be left over. He holds up a rusty-looking lantern. A ghost lamp? I thought those things got recalled because of all the possessions. Never heard nothing about that. Now, this thing ain't powerful enough for banshees, but it should keep the lesser spirits away. He gives the lamp a shake, but only a puff of purple smoke rises off the wick. Ah, jeez. Looks like I forgot to keep it fueled up. I'd go and get the gas myself, but with the graveyard in this state... He shrugs feebly at you. You're hopeless. What does a ghost lamp need for fuel? He squints at the fading label on the back of the lantern. Let's see. Okay. Alright, what do I need for the crypt crawler? Well, I guess we gotta go back to the swamp. Alright. I think this is probably a good place to wrap it up for tonight. I really just love this game. This game is great. I'm having so much fun playing it. I just want to, like, spend a whole bunch of time going through and just gathering resources. I might do that after dinner. We'll see. But anyway, thank you, friendos. I really appreciate it. I will catch you guys next time. Like I said, it's not going to be tomorrow, and it probably won't be Monday, but I might, at the latest, I'll see you Tuesday. Have a good night, everybody.